chapter 16. An excerpt that I would... First, let's define what omniscience is, because a lot of people use omnipresent, omniscience, omnipotent, and it's hard to sometimes grasp how much of it actually really is worth, I guess, pondering on. So what is omniscience? Omniscience refers to God's ability to know everything, and the fact that God sees everything is a part of God knowing everything. So his eyes are able to see, therefore he knows. But these are not physical eyes, because God exists outside the boundaries of physicality. So just to keep that in mind. And then I go on to expand upon that thought by saying each aspect of God, which is the Trinitarian aspect, the Father, Jesus, and the Holy Spirit, is omniscient. I use the word is because it is not a past tense. We always say the God that was and is to come. So he is a present God, an in-present God, which means that he's constantly in the moment. And now that we've described and kind of gotten a simple understanding of omniscience, let's dive deep into some of the things that I cover about his omniscience. So it says, you have searched me, Lord, and you know me. You know when I sit and when I rise. You perceive my thoughts from afar. Perceive meaning to be able to understand and pick up and to know even before, something manifests physically. So this tells you that it's a spiritual language that's going on here. You discern my going out and my lying down. You are familiar with all my ways. Before a word is on my tongue, you, Lord, know it completely. You hem me in behind and before, and you lay your hands upon me. Such knowledge is too wonderful, too lofty for me to attain. Bonus points if you know exactly where I'm quoting from. Bonus points. So a part of God's omniscience deals with his fatherliness, which I tackled that in a different chapter. His fatherliness allows his nature to come off in a way that he cares, in a way that he has everything calculated and formulated concerning us. But what does that have to do with everything? Well, it says that, only when we fully grasp, I'm reading from this line here, I'm trying to explain what I just read through the same context. So my books are not just stating facts, but they actually give you the context and a simple breakdown, and then an in-depth as well. So only when we fully grasp and understand the fact will we be able to rest in the peace, or will we be able to stand still and allow God to have his way in the affairs of our lives? You see, because we don't understand how much he knows, how much he sees, how much he's a part of, how much his nature is invested in everything that he does and everything that he operates in, sometimes we find it so hard to just believe. And a part of believing is resting. And resting is not a laying down or position that is physical. It's more of just allowing and being held by and allowing yourself to let go of your own mind once again. So this entire book tells a bigger story, and different chapters tackle different aspects of the story. Thank you so much for helping me do this recap by just listening. It is such a help. Any way that you can also help beyond just listening is searching up my book, the current one that I'm reading the manuscript of, which is Yeshua Hamashiach, and just going through it. You can also feel free to request an audio version, which would be soon worked on and uploaded if you're more of a listener. But I also have other books like Divine Decoder, Pioneers of Innovation. I even have my memoir, The King's Choice, which is a collector's favorite. And beyond all of that, there is so many books on decoding and encoding, which has layers, hidden layers of messages. So as you can tell, I can scroll for a while if I want to end here. But I would just quickly sum up by saying this project took a lot of time, and I pray and hope that the consumers will be able to appreciate and understand how much work that went into it. Thank you so much for listening. It's your number one TikTok inspirational Stacy.